of Venus in Aquarius. Let's just start with that. And this amazing, captivating dance that we have currently going on with our personal planets being conjunct Pluto in the sign of innovation and transformation. Prepare to unlock all of the cosmic secrets today on Twitchy Tuesdays. And we've got at the very end a very interesting Twitchy tip of the week. So let's embark on this cosmic voyage, starting with cleaning out the broom closet. Really interesting today. I don't know if y'all are feeling this Aquarius moon. However, we were at 2 a.m. club today. Where are all my 2 a.m. club people? Up at 2, really, it was around 3. And this is all of the information. I was taking notes at 3 a.m. to talk about what we're going to talk about today on Twitchy Tuesday in this amazing episode. So let's start out with cleaning out the broom closet and see where my 3 a.m. notes lead us. All right. So on 2/6, Pallas Athena, that is, well, today, obviously. Pallas Athena is headed into Sagittarius. That is a wonderful transit. We talked about our goddess transits in last episode. We also have Venus and Capricorn squaring the North Node in Aries, 17 degrees, 39 minutes. That's our kind of final square with the personal planets before we get to the conjunction later this month. So, how are we feeling? That's going to be part of our Twitchy tip of the week. Kind of put that in the back pocket, get ready to kind of think about it. And the sun in Aquarius will sextile the North Node in Aries at 17 degrees, 37 minutes. Tomorrow, Sirius heads into Capricorn. Again, we've got kind of these goddess asteroid energies that are lighting the way, leading that like very temperate, very knowledgeable, very wisdom based understanding that we can tap into. Venus in Capricorn will trine Uranus and Taurus at 19 degrees. Ooh, what popped out? The Nine of Rods popped out. So Venus in Capricorn trining Uranus and Taurus, 19 degrees, 9 minutes. Can we talk about the nines? 9, and more nines. So 9 might be a number. It might be if that's kind of pinging some. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go look at that. 9 may be something to go look into as an angel number. 9 typically is a completion of something, as you can see here with these wands. This knight, let's call it, yeah, I mean, he's dressed in knight's garb. So let's go with a knight. This knight here is there's already been things that have been erected. There are procedures that you have put into place. There are actions that you have already taken. There are things that you have already done. As Venus trines Uranus and Taurus, all of this is already here. There's already a foundation built for you. All you have to do is go out on patrol. This is Mars in Capricorn sextiling Neptune in Pisces, 25 degrees, 15 minutes. Venus in Capricorn trining Juno retrograde in Virgo, 19 degrees, 23 minutes, all on the same day. Look at how many nines we have. Nines are popping. It's like as we head into this Aquarius new moon, as we head into this Venus in Aquarius, as we head into this conversation of our planets, our personal planets meeting up with Pluto at the 0 degree mark of Aquarius, it's already done. The things you need are already there. You just have to go out and take action on them now. Again, this is 2024. This is what we've been talking about for the last month and a half now, going into 2024. It's what we talked about in Astrovision. Your 2024, it is a harvest year. Everything's already been planted. Everything has already come to fruition. Everything is already there for you. You now are going from a 9 to a 10, which is finalizing all of it, completing the full circle, gaining all the things that you need to gain from what you have already erected, what you have already worked on, what pillars you have already put up, et cetera, down the list. On 2/8, Pallas Athena in Sagittarius sextiles Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees 35 minutes. Vesta will station direct in Gemini at 21 degrees 45 minutes. The Sun in Aquarius will then square Uranus in Taurus at 19 degrees 9 minutes. And then the next day, Juno retrograde in Virgo will trine Uranus in Taurus, 19 degrees 10 minutes. Whoop, whoop. Oh, okay. We've got the Three of Pentacles popping out, and we had a whole bunch of cards, so I know what we're going to do with those. All right. Three of Pentacles. We are talking about the ninth. We've got Juno retrograde in Virgo, trining Uranus and Taurus, 19 degrees, 10 minutes, followed by that Aquarius new moon at 20 degrees, 41 minutes. Make sure to go check out the other episode where we talked about the Aquarius new moon. Um, Uranus is very present. There is a lot. Again, I'm going to go back to this nine dividable. Three goes into nine is really what I'm trying to say. So we're just going to clear cut words here. Mercury and Aquarius, yay. So Uranus is very present. Nines are very present. This whole week is jam packed full of energy. It's full of the energy that you are looking to bring forth, the structures that you're looking to bring forth. Again, we had that Nine of Wands already present. You already have all of the components, all of the things are there. Now it's about, again, getting to work, going out on patrol, doing the things that you need to do in order to manifest everything in that physical reality. There is a sense too with, Uranus, that Aquarius new moon is absolutely, you know, there is, we talked about this last week. There's this with the three, with the ancestors present here. This is very much, by the way, thank you to the ancestors. Thank you for speaking to me and speaking through me. So that way I can continue to do your work on this planet and walk my destiny path. Appreciate you so much. Gotta give that good energy to the ancestors so they can bring the messages through. With the ancestors present here, with this three, with this triad of foundation, the goddess energy, the three-faced goddess coming through as well. We talked about Sirius and Capricorn. We've talked about Pallas Athena. We've talked about uh Vesta and what she's going to be doing as she stations direct in Gemini, setting the stage for the future as Uranus is going into Gemini way in the future, like a year and a half or so. But what we're doing today lays the foundation for tomorrow. And this is all accumulating with what we're going to be talking about with Pluto at this 0 degrees of Aquarius point, and what Pluto is actually building for us, working on that, and what the 0 degree of Aquarius. Right before this, I was literally putting together a Sabian symbol video on the 0 degree mark because it is so prominent in this building of a mission, building of a place of worship, building of a community that revolves around similar values, similar worship, something that is for us at the time, but will outlive us and is a legacy builder into the future. All of these things, this energy is very present right now. Devil's here, death is here, and yes, death is reversed. What an interesting two cards to pull out right afterwards. This is a whole like slew of them pulled out. So I'm just flipping them over as they go. They're sitting here staring, waiting to bring forth the message, waiting to bring forth what needs to be brought forth to create this. There is going to be change that is required. There are going to be things that are going to be needing to figure out how to let go. And this is very interesting. How do you balance these? How do you balance this energy? How do you take what we have in all of the things that are happening this week? I haven't even gotten to the 10th yet. Let's do that. The 10th, Mercury in Aquarius will square Jupiter in Taurus at 8 degrees, 23 minutes. The sun in Aquarius will trine Vesta in Gemini, 21 degrees, 46 minutes. We have the 11th and 12th to ground into all of this energy. All things are available to you. What are you willing to face? What are you willing to acknowledge? What are you willing to change? What shadows are you willing to look forward? Again, we've had the North Node, we've had Chiron working with us. The shadows have been working with us, bringing those things forward so that way we can, not death, death reversed, we can bring forth into the world that which is needed. Like this rose, how are we creating our rose garden? How are we creating the things that we want to see out of all of the chaos that's surrounding us at this time? How do we stay motivated? How do we continue to not fall into the devil trap, not fall into the fear of death, the fear of realizing that it is nothing more than a process? This is very dualistic sort of energy where you may end up, especially with all of the things around, you may end up teetering between the two. All right, I'm checking in here. Whoa, okay, now I got to check in there. Whoa, okay, like yesterday, for me, this was all about overanalyzation of everything. That gets Mercury went straight up into Aquarius and was like, let me overanalyze every single piece of everything that I can, because that's exactly what we need to do. But not letting it catch me, letting it pass through me, letting it serve. What is this trying to teach me? What is it trying to show me? What shadow am I looking for here? What shadow am I looking at here? Where here we have what? We've got the Six of Swords reversed. What types of holes was it trying to poke that I was able to overcome and outcome in a better manner than I ever have in the past? Again, Three of Pentacles is our core foundation this week. This is the energy. It is the energy of building something lasting. It is the energy of getting yourself. You've got all the tools. He's already has the tools. You have all the tools at your disposal to step into that next timeline, the world, as the world turns, as our world revolves, evolves, moves into the next segment of what we are doing. We have all the things that we need. We don't have to worry about our boat sinking anymore. Those things used to sink. They used to pause us. The shadow used to hold us in a suspended state with the devil, with death, not knowing which way to go. But we've got it now. We've got where we're going. We've got this change of the world. We've got the tools to make this exactly what we need. I still have more here. They're not ready to come out yet. So let's get into Venus in Aquarius and see where these want to come out. All right, Venus in Aquarius. That was cleaning out the broom closet. Lots of energy this week. We'll talk about the twitchy tip when we get to it because there's piece play in that as well. So Venus in Aquarius. That Venus will ingress into Aquarius on February 16th. When Venus heads into Aquarius, let me just see what other cards we have here. Okay. When Venus heads into Aquarius, this is the Ice Princess. This is the total, like, cold shoulder, calculating, very cool, very level headed, very void of that external emotion that we're used to seeing with Venus, that, ability to like bring out and have the vibe and have their feelings and be able to like embrace the beautiful. Now it's just cold, calculating, cool. Ice Princess. seeing everything in, crystal clarity, which can be really great after exaltation in Capricorn. It can be a really wonderful like check. Um, Venus in Aquarius tends to be much better in groups than she is one on one with individuals. There's a thriving within seeing kind of the broader perspective of, you know, the 20 people she's around or the small group she's around. When you get Venus in Aquarius one on one, again, it's like, where's the emotion that I'm expecting? And that can be a little jarring for some. There's a detachment that can come with Venus in Aquarius, a very much frankness, like just it is what it is, and a tendency to be on our high horse a little bit. So there's a strong need and development here, and this is where I'm going to pull out the Knight of Rods. So there is a strong need for Venus to be correct, to sit in her integrity at the highest level possible, to it's to just make sure that as we go through this story with Venus and Aquarius, she's not the only one here that she has to contend with. Venus and Aquarius on her own, again, we've got some of those key signatures. But then you add in other planets that may be influencing her as she's in Aquarius. And now we have a whole different story with this Knight of Rods, with the Page of Pentacles, with the Five of Cups, and with the Sun. All masculine energy for Venus. All cards, masculine energy for Venus. So, this story of Venus in Aquarius, her time this year here is not just about her. It's about Venus with Mercury. It's about Venus with Mars. It's about Venus with the Sun. I mean, look at this. We have Mercury. We have Mars. We have the Sun. Oh, and we've got Pluto here as well. Also, all masculine energy. It is about the true last masculine energy being the sign of Aquarius in its own right before we get to dissolve into Pisces season, which is the true last feminine energy, which will allow us to detach from old realities. It will allow us to be rebirthed into the new, heading into the next first masculine sign of Aries. And it's this there's such strong masculine presence right now. There's, we've got all planets direct as well. So there is movement forward. There is want to be forward. There's want to have that ambition, that frankness, you know, making sure that you are accomplishing things, you are correct, you are checking all the boxes, you are moving forward with your values the way that you said you had them. Um, it's also about not forgetting your feminine needs, that feminine energy as we have all of this masculine energy present, not forgetting to be warm, not forgetting to place a little kernel of warmth within what you are doing and where you're going, a kernel of celebration, of love, of joy, of happiness, not forgetting to incorporate those things as you're clearly and calculatingly going forward in through Aquarius. Um, this is where practice and rituals really, really become important. So when you have this congruence of energy, when you're kind of like battling multiple things at once, you're able to fall back on practices, rituals, habits, things that you've put into place to not forget what's truly important. And I wish that that was really all that we were going to be talking about with Venus and Aquarius, but it's not. Because not only do we have, again, we've got Mercury Here's Mercury delivering messages, being very direct, being very clear. Um, it's also Mars, Pluto, and the sun. But oh, yeah, we are also in a square to Jupiter and Uranus, which are both residing in Venus's home sign of Taurus. So here we have Jupiter and Uranus, which is disrupting the visible in large yet very stabilizing ways, challenging your faith, challenging this, you know, what this Aquarian energy can truly be about. So there may be this absolute unwilling to compromise on anything that you're doing. The five, unwilling to compromise on what you're doing. Or you could have the sun, a complete revelation, a complete, phoenix rising from the ashes moment, a complete change from a page to a knight, handing off of the energy. So that is also very present for every planet that's in Aquarius. Then on top of that, every planet will trine the North Node in Chiron. That is residing in Mars's home sign of Aries. So this is ambition in its purest form. Yes, we have Chiron, our wounded healer, but speaking to the North Node, it's ambition to drive forward, to pull out of the shadow what Pluto is doing, this Five of Cups, what Pluto is doing currently at this 0 degrees, and bring it into the light, bring it into presence. It's an intensity to dive deep and learn, bring those shadows forward. It could be, again, just with all of it, it could be that overindulgence piece. And it truly is about this conjunction with Pluto at 0 degrees. As all of these planets, points, all of it is going through the sign of Aquarius. So Mercury's already here, the sun is already here, but as we move through the month of February, particularly getting to the 16th, with Venus being the last personal planet to ingress into Aquarius, this is all going to be churning and burning through the month of February. So January was really the signature of Chiron and the North Node squaring both of those planets in Aries. Then we're meeting up in this massive conjunction, which we're going to be talking about and is going to be our focus for episode 51 next week. We'll have that happen. And then in the midst of all of that is all of this energy in Aquarius, conjunct with Pluto, square to Jupiter and Uranus, trining the North Node. No wonder look at all of these. Hold on, I'm just gonna no wonder all of this is present. No wonder. This is all of the things that we're doing right now. This is all of the things that we're doing. No wonder all of it is present. So I'm going to leave these cards. I'm going to keep the three on top. Let that be the energy. I'm stacking the cards underneath it so that way their presence is still here. We want to honor the presence of the messages that they had. But let's move forward to kind of the star of the show tonight, which is our personal planets and Pluto. This conversation of what Pluto is doing at this 0 degree Aquarius mark and what our personal planets and how that is supporting us with this new energy, with this new this new movement forward. This is a new skin. I kept talking about it as there's a new skin in February that we are all getting used to. So Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. As of today, as of this episode, we only have the sun and Mercury in Aquarius. So let's level set what Pluto is, what Pluto in Aquarius means, what a 0 degree Pluto and a 0 degree any planet in Aquarius could mean, and then what that means as we begin to introduce our personal planets in conversation with him. So, Pluto is the firm foundation of reality. It is where reality sits. And when I was 2 a.m. club, 3 a.m. club, when I was sitting down to think through this energy this morning and kind of take notes, I kept getting drawn back to Avengers. I kept getting drawn back to Endgame. I kept getting drawn back to the archetype of Thanos, which really reminds me of Pluto and the energy signature that we get with Pluto, the archetype energy that we get with Pluto. So if you have watched Avengers, if you've ran through, if you know about Thanos, stick with me. If you don't, highly encourage. There's so many archetypal things to pull from the, kind of old Avengers MCU 4 and prior that you can work with. It's quite actually astonishing, and I continue to go back to it because they're one of our favorite movies. But Thanos, you may not have liked Thanos's reality. Thanos lived in a very Aquarian, very cool, very calculated, very clear cut reality, which was look, there's not enough resources and the universe has to be reduced by half. I am trying to save the universe from the, the people, the beings that are inside of that universe creating or destroying it to shreds. So you may not have liked the reality that Thanos was putting forward that he showed to you, but it was a reality nonetheless. And that reminds me a lot of Pluto. Pluto has this foundation of reality. Whose reality? What reality? Which timeline? What are we talking about here? We really don't know. That is for Pluto and for Pluto alone. But as Pluto begins to show the reality of what he does in each sign, he's not asking us to like it. He's not asking us to co sign it. He's not asking us to feel some sort of way about it. It really just is what it is. And it's, you know, speaking back to Thanos, when Thanos brought that reality forward, again, you may not have liked it, but it brought into consciousness. There was an unconscious thought that came to consciousness, which is Pluto's whole MO. And then through that, an initiatory procedure occurred, and we came out in a totally new reality. Like it or not, that is what occurred in the Avengers Endgame. So cool. We've got that level set. Pluto is the exact same way. When Pluto went into Capricorn back in the day, 208, we may not have liked the reality that Pluto has shown us since that time. Doesn't matter. The reality is what it is. Pluto brought from the unconscious the things that needed to change for our longevity, coming back to this Three of Pentacles, to the conscious, initiated us through different processes. And now we have a totally new reality that we are living in. And now he's going to do the exact same thing in Aquarius. So Pluto really he will take an ordinary world, whatever that means, and invert it, play around with it, right? Pluto's world in Capricorn, we were just fine, had to take our ordinary world, play around with it, and then really just leave it totally transformed in a way that we couldn't expect, see, or anticipate. So with Pluto being in Aquarius now he's not fully here yet. He will do one more jaunt in Capricorn for just a few short months during his retrograde. And then by November 2024, he is fully in Aquarius to stay for 20 years. So Pluto in Aquarius is really all about this transformation, this initiatory process with the areas that Aquarius rules. And what I have been saying this, in the Astrovision since we've started that first ingress last year of Pluto in Aquarius is he who holds the technology will hold the power, because that is one of Pluto's MO. Who's got the power? Where does the power reside? Does it reside with the people? Does it reside with our structures? Temperance? Where does the water belong? And it does belong in both cups, some would argue. Maybe it only belongs on the land. Maybe it only belongs in the water. Who knows? But it will be that temperate dance between the two. And I truly believe one, like this is duality at its highest form. You can't have one without the other. Land doesn't work without water. Okay, but you need the land to also create additional water through all of the processes that that occurs with. And so it is this understanding that both are required. It is the next evolution, the next transformation, the next initiatory process, no matter which side of temperance we stand on with it, that is going to propel humanity forward. Regardless, humanity is going to be propelled forward in whatever way that looks like. I there's a million different pathways that that could take. And as Pluto sits at this 0 degrees, as Pluto meets with all of our personal planets at this 0 degree mark, this is the birth of the new reality. And 0 degrees are always birthing energies. They're always the purest, most like purest, most potential of any given sign resides from 0 to 1 degrees. So this is all potentials are here and they are open. How powerful is it that we get all the personal planets, how we relate to things, how we create bonds with things, how we communicate that, how we interpret that, how we understand that, how we get all of this energy to meet with Pluto at the birthplace of this new reality. You are here alive in this moment. That, my friends, is fucking mind blowing. That is crazy. And to bring it back to Thanos, this is the moment, in my opinion, that the seed was planted inside of him. This was the moment where it became conscious for him what his destiny was, what he was going to do. He may not have known all the steps, may not have known what, may not have known where to find all of the infinity stones, may not have known kind of how it was all going to turn out. The fact that there was going to be a, time travel, he was going to have to do this twice. He was going to, may not have known all of that. But this moment, this 0 degree Pluto meeting the personal planets in Aquarius is where this became conscious for him. So, what is becoming conscious for us right at this moment as we get these hits? So, the Pluto, when Pluto ingressed, he had the sun backing him. Pluto had the sun energy, the light. Pluto is the farthest planet away. It is cold AF. The sun don't get there very often. But here in this year, in this moment, launching into this new Aquarian age with Pluto here, we had the sun backing him into his ingress into Aquarius, destined and fated moments. That was the message that I got when that sun conjunct Pluto happened at the very, very last degree and arc minute of Capricorn. And then they ingressed together on the same day into the sign of Aquarius. The sun is the giver of life. It is intelligence, it's radiance. And I got the feeling that the sun really entrusted something very, very precious to Pluto. It entrusted this seed, the seed of a promise of a new world, of something to transform, of something that we need to change, that things have to evolve. And the sun knew it could trust Pluto with this, that Pluto isn't going to let people's opinions, people's feelings, collective consciousness, all XXX, all the way down the list. Thanos, go back to Thanos, not letting all of these things stand in his way. He will get the job done. That, my friends, is destiny fulfilled. Pluto's going to do it. So, Sun was entrusting something. And yesterday, Mercury got to meet up with Pluto on a very, very busy day, by the way. Yesterday was chock full of energy, and Mercury got to meet with Pluto. Mars is going to meet with Pluto on 214. Venus is going to meet with Pluto on 217. Now, the great thing, Mercury's just busy regardless. So, we kind of like that energy is pretty prevalent. We kind of expect that. Mars and Venus is a totally different story. The only aspects outside of moon aspects that occur on 214 and 217 when Mars and Venus meet up with Pluto, the only two direct aspects that day are those clearing the energy pathway to ensure that Mars knows what Pluto has to say, to ensure what that Venus knows what Pluto has to say. And yes, Mars has to go first. Period. Dot. Mars has to go first, just like Ogun. Mars has got to go first. He's got to clear the way. Let him go first. Venus, Ice Princess, right now, let him go first. Let that energy go first. Allow, just temper the need to be pissy about it. Let him go first. So what does really all of this mean, right? We've kind of layered on, we've added, we've talked through each individual layer, but what does all of this mean? How does it all come together? Honestly, there's more kind of questions than answers right now. What is real? That's a great question. What is real? How do you want to live in your reality? How do you bring out your reality into the world? This is Aquarius. It is about the community. What does a digitized reality mean to you? Do you see the world in zeros and ones, or do you see the world in color and feeling? And as we temperance between the two, as we flip flop into this age of massive technology, of massive advancements forward, how are you going to reconcile that? How are you going to keep this temperance, this balance flowing between current reality, past reality, what reality, whose reality, what will be required of you? How are you going to build this Three of Pentacles? You've got the tools, you've got all the things that you need. What are you going to create with it? What new world are you going to create? We have Mercury as the messenger. He's connecting the dots. He's intellectualizing. He's heralding in this initiation, this new reality. He is the herald of the dawn and the dusk. He is bringing forth trumpets sounding. It is here. He is working to help us translate what that means for us as individuals, as a collective, as a world collective, as a galactic collective. Then we have Mars. Mars is our protection and our assertion, shaping of the new reality, cutting down the things that need to be cut down, leveling out the playing field, forging in his blacksmith shop what will become. He needs Mercury to translate the blueprints so that way and all of the templates. What does this look like? I need the templates so that way then he can forge what is to come. Then Venus comes in and she's able to place desire, able to place passion, showing up in the senses, getting some sense of things, getting some feeling of things. Again, a little bit of a nice princess, but that cold calculation can, I think, can really work here because she can provide that pivot, that I, ideas of with cold calculation, which can be good, of how this can be beautiful, how we see the vision, how we can feel the reality being birthed within us, feeling that resonance of worth within us, that we are worthy of this. We are worthy of this new life, this new change, this new reality. The magician, again, here we go. We've got all the tools at our disposal. We got all the tools at our disposal. I just posted this past, wait, hold on, is it coming out this Friday? Ooh, moments. I think it's coming out this Friday. Our new Astro Arcana series on divination and devotion and on our YouTube. You can look at it in our YouTube channel. We're going to be talking all about this card, what it means. Check that out every Friday. We release anew. We're going through the major arcana first, headed into the minor arcana afterwards, and the magician is next up. Shocking, not shocking, synchronistic that this came out right now. So, yes, this is, feeling that reality of being birthed. Again, another masculine card. Don't lose what Venus can bring. Because look, there's still feminine elements in here. There's still the lily, there's still the rose, there's still the cup, there's still the air, there's still all of these um, components. Masculine and feminine must work together to alchemize, to create, to do all of this. So, in kind of wrapping this Pluto meeting our personal planet conversation up, the self is less important than the whole. Pluto really does not care about what is occurring at the self level. It's really about the whole surviving. So, the part of this is, and where our human experience comes from, and can be like so rewarding in these moments, is how do we not lose ourselves in the pursuit of the whole? Because it is through each of us as individuals that the whole can even exist. It is symbiotic. Just like this infinity symbol way up at the top of the magician, just like the infinity of pouring from one cup to the other with temperance, it is both that is needed, the self and the whole, to create the foundation of the future. Three of Pentacles, to change the world, to cycle. I mean, we can just go through all of these. I love it. Um, it's a tricky balance. The devil. It's tricky. It's a tricky balance. The sun ain't always gonna shine with the Five of Pentacles right about it. You're gonna have good days. You're gonna have Five of Pentacle days. It is what it is. It is what it is. But there is that new hope. There is that new hope for a greater foundation for our future. There is that new hope um, in, creating something that outlives us, the youth, our next generation, our legacy. And that's where the knight also comes in for leading and forging that charge. And we have at the end this Six of Swords, which my last quote from Avengers, either all of it's a joke or none of it is. The Hulk. That is where we're going to leave the cards tonight, my friends. Before we unveil this week's Twitchy tip of the week, if you are entranced by this journey, consider giving us some blessings by hitting the heart or thumbs up button, subscribing or following to our channel, and exploring some more of our awesome content. Speaking of, we also brewed up some sage sessions in January. We unraveled and just like had so much fun with EF Astrology and Astrovision 2024. Those are launched. EF Astrology, the first lesson plan is being built out. I'm super excited to bring this forward. Astrovision is already on and cracking, and you can find all of that over there, habitualsages.com, or in our profile. Up to you either way. You can find all information there on how you can sign up. Astrovision is completely free. We are doing a live happening on Saturday at 10 a.m. And that live, we will be answering questions, talking about our experiences over the first month, talking about the first couple of days, and answering any questions that you have about what is to come in 2024. Now, let's journey deeper into this week's Twitchy tip of the week. So, how has your Chiron and North Node square journey been? For myself, and even in talking today, I continue to see more than any time before ever that I have ever been witness to in my own experience, that there are multiple layers that are present and that we are being required to move through. So it's the past is being layered on top of the potential futures, on top of what's going on in the present, on top of other timelines of the past. It's just all kind of portal open in front of us. It's all converging at the same time. And as I was going through this, I got the image of being at King's Cross Station or Grand Central Station. Why they brought me all the way back to trains, I thought was very, very interesting because I was like, trains? I haven't been on a train in years. Like, I was thinking more airports, but it was specific. They brought me to the train station. So there you go. And in these stations, King's Cross, Grand Central, other like really amazing train stations where it's a hub. It's a collective convergence of trains leaving, trains arriving, trains in transit. You've got vendors, people, noise, workers, construction work. Like it's just a cacophony of all things that happen at this central hub of movement. And through that, all of these things happening, you're standing right in the center of it. What's your decision? What platform is your ticket for? Where are you supposed to be at right now? What train are you supposed to go get on? Are you sure? What next steps do you need to take? Where do you go? And that for me is this energy, not only that has come in from January, super prevalent yesterday. Um, Very much so, I feel is going to continue to be prevalent into this week and even in a little bit more into the future. Um, all I can say is things are not going to get less busy. So if you heard me walk through all of that and you firmly felt at your resonance goosebumps, like I hear and feel that viscerally, know that it is not going to get less busy. The train station isn't just all of a sudden going to stop and no more trains are going to come through and the people are just going to disappear, poof, gone. No, 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 no. We're leading up to something here. We're leading up to eclipse season, and it is truly being felt. And all I can say is feel it. Ooh, goosebumps. Feel it. Just like you can feel the air shift when a train comes through, just like you can feel overwhelmed, you can feel rushed, you could feel relaxed, you could feel really confident as you navigate this train station of life. Feel all of it. Whatever is coming up for you, feel it. We are not done. You are going to feel more. On some days, you may feel a little less. but we're not done yet. And it's not a race. It's not a race to feel all of these feelings and get them done and over with. And, oh, there's my shadow. Oh, I fixed that. Oh, that can be your experience. But just know that there is a need to pace yourself. Your train is going to arrive when your train arrives, no matter if you're at the platform 17 hours ahead of the train or not. It's not, you are not going to make that train arrive faster. So, what makes you feel secure? That's what as you're feeling it, if that is something like even yesterday for me, like feeling it hard, like feeling it for a while now, what makes me feel secure? As the chaos is happening, as all of the train stations going on, I did have to bring this back to how I travel when I travel on an airplane and being in an airport. So for me, what makes me feel secure, especially if I'm having a layover, so I'm on one plane and have to transition to another plane or another gate or something of that nature, is unless I have to go to the bathroom, unless that is like top priority number one, all other things, all other desires, the desire for food, the desire to stop at a gift shop, the desire to like meander around and be in the la di da, all of those desires gets placed to the side, put my feelings over here, and I go and find my next gate. Period. Dot. I want to physically see the gate. I want to know that I can get there because if I see it, that means I can make it there and I won't be left behind. I won't miss my flight. I won't do all of that. I feel more secure. I know my surroundings now. I know what to expect. That's always a wonderful thing. That is how I travel. So when I get to the platform, when I get to that next gate and I know all the things, now I check my time. Oh shit, I got 2 hours. Cool. Let me look at the map. Maybe I'm going to go and, go get something to eat. Maybe I'm going to go have a beverage. Maybe I'm going to go do a little shopping. Maybe I'm going to sit down and relax at the gate and, have a phone call and talk to my best friend or whatever that looks like. But for me, how I feel secure as all of the feels are happening is knowing my surroundings, knowing where I'm at, focusing on the one most important thing, which is my objective is to get on the next plane. So start with the end in mind and work yourself backwards. Feel it. Start with the end in mind, work yourself backwards, then take the next best step forward. That is your twitchy tip of the week. All right, as we wrap up this mystical journey under the moonlight, remember to stay tuned for more cosmic revelations every Twitchy Tuesdays. And until next time, may your days be filled with enchantment, your nights be guided by the stars, and your spirit forever be in tune with the cosmic dance. Keep those third eyes open, my fellow Twitchy seekers, and blessed be and stay twitchy. We'll see you next time. Bye.